This is the Ohio AgNet from the Voice You Know with the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF and Zidua, the most trusted name in herbicides, providing Ohio soybean and corn acres with up to 2 weeks more residual activity and broad-spectrum weed control. I'm Ty Higgins. The Ohio AgNet is feeding farmers this spring thanks to Ag Revolution and Paradise Energy Solutions. We'll be at this week's winning farm for the midday broadcast on Wednesday. If your farm would like lunch delivered to the field this planting season, visit ohioagnet.com/feedingfarmers to enter. Bringing a new dimension to Ohio farm news, and agriculture is a risky business. This morning's news feed is brought to you by Tempte, now factory direct in Sydney. From trailer sales to parts and trailer service, the Tempte team is ready to keep you moving. Stop in today or call 326-206-2062. Ohio AgNet TV makes its official debut today, a rebranding and expansion of the organization's YouTube channel designed to bring Ohio agriculture a new dimension of farm news. Ohio AgNet TV will feature video reports, in-depth interviews, featured stories, and coverage from events across Ohio and beyond, all delivered through a platform that allows farmers and agricultural professionals to watch when and where it works best for them. Farmers are increasingly turning to digital platforms to gather news, learn from other farmers, see products and practices in action, and stay connected to what's happening both locally and nationally. Ohio AgNet TV builds on those trends by creating more opportunities for viewers to engage with Ohio agriculture through stories, conversations, and on-farm perspectives. Ohio AgNet TV available now through the Ohio AgNet YouTube channel and across Ohio AgNet's digital platforms. Viewers can expect expanded video coverage throughout the planting season and beyond, with regular updates from the field and stories that highlight the people, issues, and innovations driving Ohio agriculture. Find out more about Ohio AgNet TV online now at ohioagnet.com. There's a new podcast available powered by Ohio Corn and Wheat. On this week's Ohio AgNet podcast, learn about the risky business of agriculture. Risk management, a big part of the conversation, as there's a new benefit for members of Ohio Corn and Wheat. Michael Sweeney is with Element Risk. He talks about risks on the farm that go beyond crop insurance.
There's so many more things that we are, I'm not going to say susceptible to, but I guess maybe that is the right word now, that weren't there, or maybe they were there, but they just weren't as present even 5 or 6 years ago. So, one of the things that we see, whether it's a crop insurance policy or a farm insurance policy, is complacency. And what I mean by that is it's kind of a set it and forget it mentality. Then when you need it, and then you go back and review it, you realize that you don't have what you need or what you thought you had. One of the biggest, most important things that we do and we pledge to our clients is, multiple touches throughout the year. We're going to come out and see you before your renewal to make sure that if you build a building and you forgot to let us know, or maybe you traded that combine and you forgot to tell us, we try to catch all those things because everybody gets busy and it's not at the front of their mind. It's really important to keep after those things. And any insurance agent or any risk advisor, we don't know what we don't know. So if you don't tell us until you have that accident or that wind claim or whatever, it's no good. So it's really important to stay on top of those kind of things. And that is something that I think we do that sets us apart from everybody else. Is we're going to come and see you multiple times. We're going to talk to you a lot throughout the year to make sure that none of that stuff gets overlooked.
Element's Michael Sweeney and I also talk about the crop insurance trends he saw earlier this year when farmers began signing up. You'll also hear from some Ottawa County farmers. They had a legislative lunch last month talking about some of the issues happening in that county and beyond, including property taxes. Josh Binke is a local leader in that part of the state, dealing with that issue with a twist.
In January, I took a new seat as a Carroll Township trustee. So we've been kind of fighting the property tax issue out there at a different level. So as the state and the federal agencies buy up properties for marshes and wetlands, that type of thing, that comes straight out of our tax base. So that's an issue that we are familiar with already, and continuing to work with our reps and maybe find a solution to that. But that's a spin on it that some people don't realize that, when your local or state and federal agencies buy them properties, that they no longer pay tax on that.
Get a full update from that meeting on the latest Ohio AgNet podcast, online now, the video and audio versions at ohioagnet.com. Check the forecast brought to you by Seed Consultants, Simply Better Performance, online at seedconsultants.com. Here's Ryan Martin.
high pressure this morning, setting up right over central parts of lower Michigan. That's giving us very chilly air. Frost and freeze conditions were seen this morning all the way down to the I-70 corridor. But as we get onto the backside of high pressure today, we do start to see some temperature moderation. Tomorrow, not nearly as chilly. I think we see partly to mostly sunny skies again for your Tuesday, but have to watch for a few clouds and some scattered pop-up showers overnight tomorrow night through Wednesday. We'll end up with about 70% coverage, anywhere from a few hundreds to a few tenths with that moisture, so nothing huge, but it's around. Getting partly sunny skies back for Thursday. Next front tries to come through Ohio on Friday. Midday and afternoon, nice frontal passage, 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch of rain there, and Sunday afternoon, evening combined into early Monday. So rain's coming. Yes, not big ones. I'm Ryan Martin.
Ryan, thank you. U.S. Soy is welcoming new money for trade. Joel Norwood has that story.
The American Soybean Association, U.S. Soybean Export Council, and the World Initiative for Soy and Human Health are getting a boost to grow global demand for soybeans from the United States. USDA's Foreign Agricultural Services allocated $14 million through the New America First Trade Promotion Program. That funding looks to support efforts to help international buyers choose U.S. origin soy, providing technical support, market data, and tools to expand usage overseas. U.S. Soybean Export Council Board Chair Mike McCraney says the timing key as new trade agreements open doors and create opportunities to diversify demand. ASA president, as well as Ohio soybean farmer Scott Metzger, adds that for farmers, demand is everything, and the investment helps maintain competitiveness in a global marketplace. Planned efforts include working with processors and feed mills, expanding food use, supporting protein-deficient regions, and highlighting sustainability. You can find more information and how it looks to help Ohio farmers online at ohioagnet.com. I'm Joel Norwood reporting.
Thank you, Joel. Are farmers doing things right? A fairly broad question with some broad answers. Coming up next in today's featured audio on the Ohio AgNet.
Is it time to renew your Medicaid coverage? Don't miss out. When you renew your AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio benefits on time, you keep more than just your health care. You keep your extra perks too. That means doctor visits, dental, vision, plus extra benefits like school supply funds, baby essentials, rewards for health trivia games, and more. Don't risk losing the coverage and extras your family counts on. Visit AmeriHealthCaritasOH.com/renew today. That's AmeriHealthCaritasOH.com/renew.
Looking for heavy equipment but don't know where to buy? Purple Wave Auction has you covered. Always online and always no reserve. It's your destination for construction or ag equipment ready to work. We even sell semis, trailers, and fleet equipment for your operation. Best part? It's free to join. Head to purplewave.com. That's purplewave.com. Sign up for a free account and start bidding today. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Welcome back to the Ohio AgNet. I'm Ty Higgins. One farmer makes some self-reflecting questions that could be pertinent to a lot of farmers out there. Dusty Sonnenberg has today's featured audio.
Joining me today is Monty Bottens. He is a farmer from Cambridge, Illinois. Monty, thanks so much for your time. You're here in Ohio today presenting at the Conservation Tillage and Technology Conference, a featured speaker, a couple sessions you did, and a very interesting topic. Are we doing the right things? Now, I'll be honest, I messed up at first and said, are we doing things right? Sort of a play on words, but I guess that is my question. Are we doing things right? Are we doing things wrong? Or what are those right things that we need to be focused on?
Well, Dusty, thank you for all that you do to broadcast information from this conference. It's been a great conference. A lot of great farmers here interested to learn more, do better. And the highlight of what I was trying to do there is just really bring to our attention as farmers, there's some things that are happening in the industry just because of the nature and the structure of how we do things. So it's one thing, we're always focused a lot on, are we doing the right things? You know, are the right practices? Are we doing things right? In other words, do we have the planters set right? Are we choosing the right hybrids? Do we have the right crop protection program? You know, all these kind of things. Where I was hoping to go with farmers, let's step back. Let's take a step back and take a look at, are we really doing the right things to begin with? So, you know, I think there's a lot of issues that we're going to face here in the next 10 years. One of the issues we talked about is soil erosion. We've had 90 years of focus on it, and it's still a problem, you know, and I tried to highlight between conventional tillage in Ohio with Ohio's numbers and no-till with cover crop, that if we can no-till with cover crop, the soil erosion rates in the state of Ohio equal the soil regeneration rates in the state of Ohio. So that's good news. That means we're maintaining. Okay, we're not getting ahead,
Right.
but we're maintaining. However, in a conventional tillage environment, we're losing almost 10 times faster than what we regenerate. So there's a big difference there on how we choose to address soil erosion. And we have those tools today to do things right. And I also equated it then to looking at the bushels that we grow here in Ohio over how much soil we lost. So it kind of gives us an idea of, hey, I'm spending this much soil to get this many bushels. Is that a good idea? Should we be trading soil to get bushels? Well, in some things, there's definite necessity. So then I went into little other things. In the future, things are changing as we move to more electrification of vehicles. Ethanol's challenged by that, and biodiesel's challenged by that. Those mobile fuel sources are challenged by electrical vehicles. And as we look at, feedlot systems versus maybe grass finishing systems, one of the things we haven't really put into there is how much soil is lost from growing corn to feed an animal versus grazing a pasture, which actually regenerates soil at a rate that's, only loses a tenth of a ton per year, where soil regenerates at a half a ton per year. So we can improve things by taking maybe a couple years out of a corn bean rotation to improve our soil. So just looking at, hey, did you know that every time we grow a pound of beef, it took 8 pounds of soil to make that in conventional? Is that a trade we really want to do? Is it really worth, 56 to 90, in Illinois, it's 90 pounds of soil to fill up a tank of E15 ethanol? It's not, I'm not, blaming the ethanol industry. I'm not saying corn's bad. I'm just saying that's the trade-off we're choosing today. Are we even aware of that? And if we are, is that doing the right thing?
My guest again today is Monty Bottens. He is a farmer from Illinois, also a recent speaker at the Conservation Tillage and Technology Conference, asking questions about the way we do things in agriculture and looking to see if there's a better way. Reporting for the Ohio AgNet, I'm Dusty Sonnenberg.
Dusty, thank you. We'll check markets and get some analysis coming up after this as the Ohio AgNet continues. Hey farmers, planting season is almost here, and Ohio AgNet wants to bring lunch to your farm. Our Feeding Farmers contest is going statewide, and we'll soon be picking farms across Ohio to receive a visit from the Ohio AgNet and free lunch for your farm family and crew. If you'd like us to stop by, get signed up today. Just visit ohioagnet.com/feedingfarmers to enter. Feeding Farmers is brought to you by Ag Revolution, Paradise Energy Solutions, and the Ohio AgNet, the voice you know with the news you trust.
Are you looking for the latest in Ohio agriculture? Well, you can get it all in one place, the Ohio AgNet Podcast. Join us as we sit down with farmers, experts, and ag leaders from across the Buckeye State. From the latest news to interviews that matter, we're here to keep you informed and connected. Whether you're in the tractor, the truck, or the shop, we bring the conversation to you. Search Ohio AgNet Podcast on your favorite app or find it on Facebook or YouTube. Don't miss a minute of the Ohio AgNet Podcast. Subscribe today.
Welcome back to the Ohio AgNet. I'm Ty Higgins, and today's market analysis is brought to you by Louis Dreyfus Company. Excited to bring a brand new soybean crush facility to Upper Sandusky. Learn more about marketing your soybeans with LDC at 574-566-2113. Here's Ryan Martin.
The story that probably picks up more speed in the marketplace this week is going to be planting progress. We're still looking at temperatures that were quite chilly across the eastern Corn Belt overnight into this morning. Plenty of comments so far from farmers that they're glad they don't have anything in the ground yet because of concern about whether germination can happen. But as we go through this week, there are going to be more folks that are going to be starting to say, we're a little bit later than I would like. How does the market respond to that? Those stories are going to be coming up for most of this week. I'm Ryan Martin.
Thank you, Ryan. Markets overnight brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. May corn up by 2 1/4, $4.51 a bushel. December, $4.79 1/2, up by 2 1/2. Soybeans for May, $11.65 3/4, down 1 1/2. New crop November down 1/2 cent at $11.56, and wheat for July, $6.08 1/4, 9 cents higher. September wheat up 8 3/4 at $6.20 1/2. After Friday's trade, April live cattle down 35 points at $249.95. May feeders, $365.27, down $1.82, and lean hogs for May down 65 cents, closing Friday at $93.40. For the Ohio AgNet, I'm Ty Higgins reporting. We'll see you down the road.